Hello and welcome to Sports 360, your weekly dose of all the sporting action around the world. In this edition, our main focus will be on the Paris Olympics, which got underway with a glittering opening ceremony. Indians have also started their campaign, with China winning the first gold medal of this edition. In the next half an hour, we'll have all the latest news and updates in sports. But first up, the cover story we are tracking. So the Paris Olympics 2024 got off to a glittering ceremony on Friday with an unprecedented and ambitious show with close to 7,000 athletes parading down the River Seine alongside some of Paris' most famous landmarks. The ceremony saw heavy rain too, but it failed to dampen the spirit of thousands present. The Indian contingent was led by PV Sindhu and Achanta Sharat Kamal. For the first time in Olympic history, the opening ceremony took place outside the main stadium, with some 300,000 people watching in person from specially built stands on the river banks. A fleet of barges took the competitors on a 6-kilometer stretch of the river as performers entertained spectators watching from the banks of the River Seine. So Paris Games are not only the greatest sporting spectacle for athletes, but also for fans and supporters who come together to make the games engaging and alive. Some fans and volunteers chase the simpler joys of life during the 2-week-long summer games, and at the top of their wish list is trading Olympic pins, which has become an integral part of Olympic tradition. One such fan is Germany's Jorik Speker, a dedicated pin collector since 1992 Barcelona Olympics. He shared his experiences with DD India's Narayan Singh during the Paris Olympics. Our report.
Right now, I'm joined by Jorik Speker, who is a pin collector since the Barcelona Olympics. He's continuously attending the games and trading the pins. He will share his experience with us. Speker, a very warm welcome to our channel. Tell us something about your hobby, how it started, and how it has attracted you.
Well, I started in 1992 in Barcelona when I changed my first pin with a coach from Taiwan, and I'm collecting pins since then. It's a great hobby. It brings you together with people from all over the world, with the athletes, the delegates. You go to see nice places when you go to the Olympics, when you go to all the cities, and it's just a huge hobby.
So it's a hobby, and you have, as you mentioned, that you have more than 40,000 spin. It's a huge number. So tell how it started and how you actually exchanging the pins with the fans, and some memorable moments regarding the sharing of pins during this adventure.
Sure. So I changed my first pin with a coach from Taiwan, and it's still one very emotional pin for me. It does not have a high value in money, but it's in my heart, so it's a very nice pin. It looked a bit like this one. This is, let's say, the Taiwan pin from Calgary. So the Taiwan pins always look the same, and they're very special to me. But they're very nice pins in here. So there are pins from Moscow, 1988. There are pins from Winter Games, from Lillehammer. There are pins here from Beijing Games, from the Winter Games. But all up over there are pins from Paris 2024.
So Speker has all the pins since the 1992 Barcelona Games till the Paris Olympics. So it's a beautiful hobby, and the fans are also enjoying. Fans are coming to him and trading the pins. And it's the most important thing is that the games are not only about the sports, but such important fans who are continuously following the games and keeping the games and the sports alive. With camera person Senthil, Narayan Singh for DD India, Paris.
Oh, 40,000 pins for Jorik Speker. Another epic fan is Faiz Ashraf Ali, a 37-year-old engineer from Kozhikode, Kerala, who completed an epic journey by bicycle. Starting on August 1st, 2022, he cycled over 18,000 miles through 40 countries, reaching Paris on July 25th, 2024. His adventure displays an incredible endurance and a passion for cycling, ending just in time for the 2024 Paris Games.
Fans are the integral parts of any sporting event, and because of these fans, we can say that the sports is there. And one such sportsman is with us Faz, who is from Kerala. He traveled from Kerala to Paris on cycle just to witness the Olympic Games. Faz with us. Faz, a warm welcome. And what inspired you to come to Paris from Kerala, covering a long distance through bicycle? What's the inspiration behind it?
Actually, I'm engineer. I resigned my job and traveling around the world. This is my second project. First project India to Singapore. This one India to Paris Olympics for the Olympics. Actually, I have a health issue, thyroid problem. That's why I started cycling. Now it becomes a part of my life. I'm making a signature in this world before I leave.
What you witnessed here in Paris, you are a sports fan, you traveled a long distance to witness this grand event. So what you liked here?
Actually, this is my 36th country on bike. I traveled through India, Oman, UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq, Iran, Armenia, Georgia, Turkey, Greece, North Macedonia, Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, Hungary, Slovakia, Austria, Czech Republic, Poland, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Netherlands, Belgium, UK, France. This is my final destination. After this, I'll fly back to India.
You can see that Faz traveled a long distance to watch the Paris Games, and these are the fans. Because of them, the sports is live, and these fans also inspire our athletes. So hoping that the story of Faz will inspire many people. With camera person Senthil, Narayan Singh for DD India, Paris.
Interesting, he remembers every country by heart also. Moving on, India's unified payments interface has expanded into Europe. On February 2nd, 2024, UPI partnered with French digital payment platform Lyra, enabling Indian tourists to use UPI at the Eiffel Tower. This initiative is particularly beneficial during the Paris Olympic Games, offering Indian tourists a familiar and efficient payment method abroad. More in this exclusive report.
India's Unified Payments Interface, or the UPI, has extended its reach into Europe, marking a significant step towards India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of globalizing UPI. This year, on the 2nd of February, UPI collaborated with French digital payment platform Lyra to enable seamless and convenient payment experiences for Indian tourists in Europe. This monumental step was highlighted at the Eiffel Tower, one of the world's most iconic landmarks. Indian tourists visiting Paris have been booking their trips to the Eiffel Tower using UPI for the last 6 months, simplifying the payment process and enhancing their travel experience.
UPI is going really good, like it's an initiation. So at tourist sites it's working. Galerie Lafayette for some shopping purposes is working. At tourist sites for taking tickets at Eiffel Tower it's working. And I think it's a very good initiative because we can probably pay as an Indian from way easily compared to what we could have done before with some traveler's check or some tourist debit cards. So it's way easier, and I think it saves costs as well.
As we know, UPI payments are available in Europe or Paris especially, and now it is easier to get the tickets for Eiffel Tower and attractions using UPI, so it is really helpful for us Indians, and it will make much more easier for tourists when they come to Europe or Paris or anywhere in Europe. So this will be really helpful if we have it everywhere.
Further solidifying UPI's presence in France, the platform went live on the 3rd of July at the flagship store of the renowned Galeries Lafayette in Haussmann, Paris. This edition provides Indian shoppers with a seamless digital payment option, reflecting the growing acceptance of UPI in global markets.
I believe that UPI is a big success for India, and it is working really great for Indian tourists in Paris. Like, we know that it has been installed at 2 places, at Galerie Lafayette and at Eiffel Tower. So it is really benefiting. It is convenient for the Indian tourists, and it saves a lot of time.
This initiative is particularly beneficial during the Paris Olympic Games, offering Indian tourists a familiar and efficient payment method abroad. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of a digital India is not only transforming domestic landscapes, but is also making significant strides internationally.
The rollout of UPI in Europe reflected India's growing influence in the global digital payment landscape. By providing a reliable and user-friendly payment system, UPI became an indispensable tool for Indian tourists, ensuring they could focus on enjoying sights and sounds of Paris without worrying about financial transactions. Narayan Singh's report for GD India, Paris.
And not only this, the Paris Olympics are also bidding to become the greenest games ever, with medals made of iron salvage from Eiffel Tower refurbishments and stadium seating made up of recycled plastic. The organizers of Paris Games are pledging to reduce its carbon emission by half as compared to the average carbon emission which was witnessed during the London and Rio Olympics edition.
The Paris 2024 Olympics Organizing Committee has pledged to host an environmentally friendly games for the world. The organizers have promoted Paris 2024 as the greenest Olympics ever, aiming to halve the carbon emissions of previous Olympics.
What we can see here, and I'm here for more than a week, and wherever you come and go, you see that the lights are on green. The preparations are going very well. The stage is set.
The Paris Olympics organizers have drastically cut back on building new stadiums and venues and have relied heavily on wood as a building material for new infrastructure and used low-carbon concrete.
Several of these events are now taking place in temporary stadiums and venues that have been built across the city. Incidentally, some of the games will obviously go outside the city of Paris to other areas. It's also the most sustainable Olympics ever because they haven't built this mega infrastructure all around, which usually are not utilized afterwards. They've built an Olympics village in the most depressed part of the Paris region, the poorest part of the Paris region, in a way to revitalize it. And they've built an aquatic center. Everything else is either in temporary venues or on renovated old structures. And of course, the farthest venue is several time zones away in the Pacific, in the Tahiti.
Let's understand how Paris is going greener to make it the most eco-friendly games. 95% of all Olympic infrastructure is being fully reused. Temporary stadiums have been built near famous landmarks to make use of spectacular setting. Only one permanent venue has been built, the Aquatic Center. The Aquatic Center is built largely from carbon-storing timber, covered in solar panels, an advanced water recycling system. The Athletes' Village will be repurposed afterwards as social housing. Over 60% of meal options will be vegetarian, helping to lower the carbon footprint. The Olympic venues will be powered exclusively by renewable energy. 90% of the products used for Paris 2024 come from recycled materials or will be reused later.
The 2024 Paris Olympics, with its groundbreaking sustainability initiative, will likely leave a lasting impact on the global environment. By setting new standards for eco-friendly practices, the Games are expected to inspire future host cities and international events to prioritize sustainability. Ultimately, the Paris Games could act as a powerful catalyst for environmental action, fostering a global shift towards more sustainable and resilient future. With camera person Senthil, Narayan Singh, DD India, Paris.
And the main press center at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games is a hub for global journalists. It's praised for its exceptional accessibility for differently abled reporters. Open 24/7 during the Games, the MPC offers top-notch facilities to ensure optimal working conditions. DD India's Narayan Singh brings this exclusive report on the main press center of the Olympic Games from Paris. The main press center for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games has become the focal point for journalists worldwide. Reporters, photographers and media representatives gather here to share the game stories with a global audience. One of the standout features of the MPC is its accessibility for differently abled journalists. This commitment ensures all media professionals can work effectively.
It's a learning curve, especially for people in wheelchairs. I don't know if they know everything about the wheelchair accessibility, but it looks good. At the moment, I can go everywhere, and they're very friendly. They help me, so I'm very satisfied.
Open non-stop throughout the games, the MPC is designed to be functional and efficient. It provides services to guarantee optimal working conditions. The venue is located within the Palais des Congrès Paris, aligning with Paris 2024 strategy to use existing venues. Sports journalists from around the world have shared their experiences at the MPC, praising its facilities and accessibility.
It's like my first day here, but I was in Tokyo, so it's a big difference. Now it's very nice to see a lot of people preparing Olympics, preparing the job, and I hope we will have a very nice Olympic Games.
It's the first time also here. The media center is like the biggest one I've ever seen, and let's see what will come from this experience. I'm very excited obviously about it.
The main press center plays a crucial role in the outreach of the games, allowing the media to convey the emotions and beautiful stories of the Olympics to the world.
The main press center of the Paris Olympic is unique in its own way. It is an already existing venue and therefore it is helping to save the environment. With camera person Senthil, Narayan Singh for DD India, Paris.
And the Paris Summer Games officially started, the city of Paris is alive with Olympic enthusiasm as fans eagerly purchase exclusive merchandise, leading to a spike in sales. The city's vibrant atmosphere reflects the excitement of locals and visitors alike.
Paris is buzzing with Olympic excitement as sports fans rush to buy exclusive merchandise, from jerseys to mascots and pins to memorabilia. Stores are seeing a surge in sales, with some items selling out within hours. The surge reflects not just a passion for sports but also a deep-rooted pride in hosting the prestigious international event.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you just feel the merchandise, and not only that, it's a great value. If I bought this in the U.S., it's probably double the value. So not only are they selling really good quality, but at a really good value out there. So, I mean, look, I'm loading up. So it's good stuff, good stuff.
I've always wanted to go to an Olympics, and this is a dream come true, especially here in Paris. I'm very excited. Can't wait.
So you buy anything?
Oh, yeah. I've got shirts for me, the family, nieces, everything, pins, everything you can imagine I'm buying.
The atmosphere in Paris is electrifying as locals and visitors alike immerse themselves in the Olympic spirit. Store owners are reporting unprecedented demand, with some items selling out within hours of hitting the shelves.
The fever of the Paris Olympic is at zenith, and here we are in Paris, and the fever, we can say that people from all walks of life are here, and the demand of the Olympic based theme merchandise is also high. And here it is the mascot of the Paris Games, and people are here coming to buy it, and they are enjoying these merchandise. And apart from that, the Olympics based t-shirts are also here. And when we talk to people, talk to the sports fan, they said that they are quite, we can say that fantastic, the fabric is good, and also they said that they are, these brands, these fabrics are quite cheap, and we are hoping that they are enjoying. And apart from that, many more things are here, especially here we can see that Eiffel Tower is also there, and people are buying it, and all the things that are related to Paris are high in demand. And such things makes the Olympic Games more memorable. With camera person Senthil, Narayan Singh for DD India, Paris.
An Indian ambassador to France, Javed Ashraf, speaks about setting up of India Pavilion at the Paris Olympics by IOC exclusively for the Indian community, where they'll meet the athletes and celebrate their success. Take a listen.
What I've seen here is that while most Parisians are fleeing the city for their summer vacation, which is customary in July and August, the Indian community is very much here. They are very excited. They're very enthusiastic. They're all looking forward to cheering our athletes, and not just in the stadiums and competition venues. As you're aware that the Indian Olympic Association and the Reliance Foundation are together setting up an India House, an India Pavilion, which will be a fan zone, where we'll also meet and greet the athletes, celebrate their performance, their success, their participation. So everyone is looking forward to being there. And we're very happy to see such a large number of Indian supporters coming from India and elsewhere in the world. People who are arriving from India speak of full flights, many of whom are actually coming here for the Olympics. And we hope to see the tricolor, the Indian T-shirts, Indian sports jerseys all across the venues in Paris, to simply be there to tell our athletes that 1.4 billion people, 1.4 billion hearts are beating for them, and that we are all behind them. They have been preparing exceedingly well.
And he also touched upon the impact of India's technological advancements abroad, specifically mentioning how the unified payments interface is aiding Indian visitors in Paris.
Today, there's seamless connectivity of UPI with Singapore, but also it's now being increasingly accepted in across many countries. We began the process of launching it in Europe with France after I came here, and then it was our intention to first do it in one of the most iconic sites in the world, which is the Eiffel Tower. There was also another reason for it. It's because the complexity of the various situations relating to payment, including mass cancellations, quick refunds, all kinds of situations had to be taken account of. And once it was successful in Eiffel, then what we have achieved is technical and commercial agreement between NPCI and Lyra. Now it is our responsibility of Lyra, NPCI and of us to promote it among others. And our embassy has been actively promoting it. We've had a number of promotional events. And I'm really delighted that Galeries Lafayette, one of the most well-known, one of the biggest stores in the world, I think everyone from anywhere in the world when come to Paris definitely visit Galeries Lafayette. So that they are the first major merchant to accept it. And I think in coming 6-7 months, you will see that more and more French merchants where Indian tourists visit will start accepting it.
And in boxing, India is fielding a 6-member boxing team at Paris Games who will fight for glory. DD India's Narayan talked to Indian boxing team physiotherapist Dr. Soumya Jyoti Haldar at Athlete Village on the prospects of the boxing team. Take a listen.
The Indian team is ready to shine at the Paris Games, and right now I am joined by the physiotherapist of the boxing team, Soumya Jyoti Haldar. Soumya, a very warm welcome. You are here in the Games Village with the athletes. So what different is with the Games Village this time around? Give some close view, synopsis. What kind of facilities are there in the Games Village for the players?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for this. Basically, like as compared to Asian Games, this the organizing committee, they basically make all the arrangement eco-friendly. Like if you see the bed and all, they make with the cardboards, so there is no wooden thing as used. Plus the cooling facility, basically they use the groundwater system. The internal pipelines are going inside the walls, and they have provided, I am thankful to our IOC committee, they have provided a pedestrian fan to each and every room, and the weather is so pleasant as compared to our India. Plus the food quality is good. Earlier they were facing problem, but now everything is managed so well, and we are getting too much for good facilities from IOC India.
What are the chances of the Indian boxer taking into their fitness condition, as you are the physiotherapist of the team?
Yeah, boxers are like in health-wise and fitness, they're perfectly fine. They are too excited and they're completely fit for the upcoming tournament. And yes, they are super excited for the upcoming game. Hopefully, we'll get maximum medals in boxing, and we'll look forward to the good.
So the Indian squad is looking forward to win medals at the Paris Games, as the physiotherapist of the boxing team, Soumya, told about the Games Village where athletes are living, and it's an eco-friendly village where athletes are getting all sorts of facilities, and the most important thing is that all the norms are there to make the games greenest games of all time. With camera person Senthil, Narayan Singh for DD India, Paris.
Well, that's all we have in this edition of Sports 360, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile application. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. Until we meet again, stay healthy and keep cheering for your favorite athletes and teams. Namaskar.